Hey everybody, it's Angie and welcome to Hot and Flashy. In today's video, I'm going to give you an update on my skincare routine. So last time I put up a skincare routine video was in September of 2019, so that is 8 months ago now. It is mid-May of 2020, and so I thought that it was time to do an update because some things have changed. Those of you who've watched me for a long time, you know that my skincare routine really doesn't change a lot from year to year. I started my channel because I had turned 50 and I wasn't happy with my skin after a lifetime of sun damage. I was a real sun worshiper when I was pretty much my entire life till I was like 45 is when I finally figured out that maybe roasting in the sun wasn't such a great idea. But when I did finally get into skincare and decide to start doing a skincare routine, I didn't want to waste a lot of time and money on products that weren't going to work. And so I did a lot of research to find out what really worked, and I incorporated those ingredients into my skincare routine in the most cost-effective way that I could. And you know what? It's been 7 years, and the reason that my skincare routine hasn't changed much is because those ingredients really have worked for me. Like, I can't believe the difference in my skin 7 years later. I'm closer to 60 than 50 now, and I feel like my skin looks better because of the topical things that I've been using over the last 7 years. So it doesn't really change much. And I also wanted to let you know that I've done a new printable guide, and this is something that you can print out and tape up in your medicine chest or wherever you do your skincare so that you can follow along with me, because I know there are a lot of moving parts. Now, I'm not going to talk in this video about why I apply things in the order that I do, because I just did a whole video on that, and I'll link all the related videos. Either they'll pop up right here under the eye, so you can click that and all the related videos will drop down. I have a video on how to get started with retinoids and how to get started with my skincare routine. I'll also link all the videos from up there in the information box below the video. If you're new here and you've never seen one of my skincare routines before, I would recommend that you go back and watch the videos from September, because that is like my complete skincare routine. I do the morning first, then the evening. All right, let's get into the skincare routine starting in the morning. There is something new in my morning routine that I do actually before I even get out of bed, and that is to wear my red light and near infrared light mask 3 days a week. What I like about this is that you don't have to wash your face before you use it. You can even use it after you've done your skincare. So, you can do it anytime really, but I like to do it in the morning when my eyes first pop open and I've got 20 minutes to just kind of, lounge and get used to the idea of waking up and facing another day. I just pop this on. It's got a 20-minute timer and you're supposed to use it for an hour a week. So 3 20-minute sessions is what I've been doing. And I just kind of fall back asleep with this on, and it's just so nice because it's almost like basking in the glow of a warm sun, but really it's not doing any sun damage. And that's the thing, is I was a little reluctant to use red light and near infrared because I was concerned that it would add to my sun damage, but actually the studies on it has shown that it is really good for reversing sun damage and for increasing collagen and increasing the thickness of the collagen in your skin. And it's big enough that I feel like it is treating my face and my neck and a little bit of my chest. But then on 3 other mornings a week when I'm not doing my face, I do a treatment on my hands, because I can just turn this on and lay it on top of my hands like this, and then I'm getting kind of a hand and wrist treatment as well. So it's like a 3-month treatment that you have to do the 3 days a week. So I'll be doing it before and after, but I've been using it for about a month. So I've got 2 months to go to let you know on that, but that is my kind of new first step. Then the rest of my AM skincare routine, not much has really changed. So the first step is my face wash. I'm still using the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Gentle Cleansing Lotion for sensitive skin. This is the fragrance-free version. What I love about this is that it's soap-free, detergent-free. The gentler and nicer you kind of treat your skin, the better it's going to look. So you want it to be hydrated. This doesn't strip your skin. It doesn't strip away all the oils. It washes off really easily. So anyway, I love that. After I wash my face, I use my new face device. So So I don't use this every day. I use this about every other day for maintenance mode. So if I'm using it that day, I'll leave the water on my face because this needs a conductor to conduct the electricity. This is a microcurrent device, and I really love it. I've been using this for years now, and it's the one gadget that I've really stuck with over time. So it's one of those things that you have to use it consistently over time. You have to make a commitment to it, and some people just can't make that commitment, in which case it's not for you. But I really enjoy it. I really love the slight lift and the little visible difference that I get in my skin. I feel like it helps it to look a little bit firmer, and just, I don't know, there's just something about it that just makes my skin so happy. So there are conducting gels. NuFace makes this one. Their primer gel, this is the one that I use. It's my favorite. I like this because it doesn't sting my eyes. It doesn't irritate my skin at all. It makes the treatment very, very comfortable. So this is the NuFace Trinity. It's called the Trinity because the heads pop off, and there are 3 different heads that you can put on it. This is the standard head that comes with it, and this is the one that I use 90% of the time. Then probably 1 or 2 days a week, in addition to doing the big ball treatment, as I call it, I'll also go ahead and do the ELE treatment. So this is an attachment that you can get for your NuFace. You just pop it on there, and this one is more for doing around your lips, around your eyes, around your crow's feet, and it really, really helps with the hooded eyes. This is a gel primer, so you're supposed to be able to rub it in your face, but I'm going to do my skincare next, and so I want to be sure that my skincare actives will be able to penetrate my skin. So I actually wash off the gel, and for that I use my Wonder Cloth. This is an exfoliating washcloth. I use these twice a day, morning and night. In the morning mainly to remove that gel. I'll wet it, remove the gel, splash my face with water a few times, and then I'm ready to go in with my skincare. So then once I've got the gel off, I pat my face dry. I don't wait for it to dry completely because your skin is much more absorbent when it's slightly damp. Then I go in with my first serum, which is my Timeless 20% Vitamin C plus E plus ferulic acid serum. Vitamin C serum is an antioxidant. It fights free radicals that are generated in our skin from sunshine and pollution, and so it's great because it helps to maintain our skin's integrity. It helps to protect the DNA and protect the collagen. But there's only really one form of vitamin C that has been proven to work, that is the gold standard, and that's L-ascorbic acid, and that's what this contains. In addition to fighting free radicals inside your skin, vitamin C will also help to brighten your skin on the surface, and will also help to reduce discolorations and reduce fine lines and wrinkles. This is such a watery formula. I love how it goes on. I've used other vitamin C serums that feel a little sticky or a little tacky after I put them on, but this is so lightweight. It absorbs right into my skin so quickly, and then it doesn't leave like stickiness or tackiness on my skin. So anyway, still using that, and of course loving it. Then the second serum that I put on every morning is my ordinary lactic acid 10% plus 2% HA, and there's no change there. This is an alpha hydroxy acid, and its main purpose is to exfoliate. So it basically helps your layer of dead skin to turn over faster, because as we get older, that layer of dead skin turns over slower. So because this exfoliates, it will help your skin to look brighter and glowier and less dry and less crepey, and it will also reduce the look of wrinkles and age spots. This has such a lightweight feel. It absorbs right in. It's a real pleasure to use. I just love using that one. No change there. Then the third serum that I use in the morning is my Timeless Coenzyme Q10 serum. This serum has coenzyme Q10, which is another antioxidant. It also helps to energize the skin cells and make them act and look a lot younger. But this is kind of a double duty product because it also contains Matrixyl 3000. Matrixyl is an anti-aging peptide that's been shown to reduce the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles as well. Peptides are also very hydrating. The other thing that all these 3 serums that I've used already have in them is hyaluronic acid. So a lot of people ask me, well, where are you using your hyaluronic acid serum? I don't use a separate hyaluronic acid serum because hyaluronic acid is in just about everything that I put on my face, so I don't need a separate product. Then my fourth step in the morning is to put on my CeraVe PM moisturizer. I use the PM version in the AM simply because it doesn't contain sunscreen, but it does have niacinamide, glycerin, and ceramides. Niacinamide is one of my favorite skincare ingredients. It has a ton of research behind it showing that it also brightens your skin. It's also another antioxidant, so it fights those free radicals, and it also helps with age spots and fine lines and wrinkles. This also contains ceramides, glycerin, hyaluronic acid, so it is got so many great ingredients packed into this one very inexpensive little bottle. Been using this since the very beginning and I love it. The last step in my morning skincare routine is always my sunscreen. I've been using the Elta MD UV Elements 44 for just about a year now. I discovered this one in my sunscreen testing last year and I absolutely love it. This is like the best, most perfect sunscreen for me, and I think if you're going to be using all of this anti-aging stuff, that you definitely need to use sunscreen, because a lot of these acids will, as I said, thin that outer layer of skin, and that dead skin layer is a little bit sun protective, and so making that thinner and making that exfoliate and turn over quicker leaves your skin open to more sun damage. And what we're trying to do with this skincare routine is to decrease sun damage and not get any more sun damage. Okay, so I am married to my sunscreen. I use it every single day, rain or shine, indoors or outdoors, winter or summer. I just put on my sunscreen every morning, no matter what. I generally will add a couple of drops of the Paula's Choice Super Light Daily Wrinkle Defense Broad Spectrum SPF 30 sunscreen to this, because the tint on this is slightly dark for me, and so the tint on this is too light for me. So I do 3/4 of this and like a tiny bit of this, and then I sunscreen up my face, my neck, my chest, my hands, my ears. It is a tinted sunscreen, but it's not like a foundation. It is pretty sheer. I am really not wearing makeup today. I really just have on my sunscreen and a little bit of eyeshadow, and that's it. Then I let my sunscreen dry and set for 15 to 20 minutes. It needs that amount of time to set up and form a barrier on your skin that's either going to reflect or absorb sunlight, or both, as the case may be. So that's it for the morning skincare routine. The evening skincare routine starts with taking off my makeup. To do that, I always use the Clinique Take the Day Off Cleansing Balm as my first step. This is an oil-based balm cleanser, and I apply this to dry skin. Then I just splash that with water to emulsify the oil, and then my makeup just runs down the drain. But I do give that a rub with my Wonder Cloth. These are really like the greatest little cloths, so handy to have around. So that's the first cleanse. Then for the second cleanse, I use the same cleanser that I used in the morning, because why have a different one? Rub that into my wet face, and then I do have a little scrubby device that I use. This is the Tao Aura Orbital Face Cleansing Brush, and so I just turn that on and do a little scrub-a-dub around my face with that, and my skin doesn't feel dry or tight. It feels hydrated, but yet super duper clean. Then in my last video, I was using the Paula's Choice Exfoliate Skin Perfector 2% BHA liquid exfoliant, and I was using this to try to reduce the look of my pores. They're enlarged because of years and years of sun damage. If I had known, I don't know, I knew that sun caused wrinkles and age spots, and I figured, that's okay, I'm gonna be fine with that. If I had known that that much sun damage caused enlarged pores, and that it would be like what I'm so self-conscious of all the time is my pores, I don't know, would it have changed things? I was pretty young and stupid, so probably not. But anyway, I've been trying to make my pores look smaller topically, and so I had tried this 2% BHA liquid, which is salicylic acid. So I used this for months, and in the beginning, I gotta say, I felt like I was seeing a little bit of a difference, but in the end, I dumped this, decided to stop using it because it was just adding an extra step into my skincare routine, and I wasn't seeing a huge difference. I'd say it was making maybe a 10% difference in my pores, which is not enough for me, so not using that anymore. Then I tried another Paula's Choice thing that they sent me, which was the 20% niacinamide niacinamide treatment also is supposed to reduce pores and texture. I used that for 5 weeks in between there, and that didn't really do the trick either. So both of the Paula's Choice pore reducing products are out. All right, so the next step is my evening toner. I like a green tea toner. I showed you the Isntree toner. I'll use either this or the Colleen Rothschild green tea toner, but green tea is another antioxidant. I love green tea and I love getting it into my skincare. I use the toner like an essence. I just sprinkle a little onto my fingertips and then I rub it on my face and my neck and my chest and backs of hands. So no change there. Then after my toner, I go in with my retin-a. So I get my retin-a from Curology, and this part of the video is sponsored by Curology because I am a Curology ambassador now, because I've been talking about Curology for 2 years, using it and loving it, and so many of you guys have tried it and absolutely loved it that they got in touch and said, hey, do you want to be a Curology ambassador? And I was like, sure. But I would be talking about them anyway. And the thing that really makes this better than standard tretinoin that you can get from your doctor's office is that they mix in 2 other active ingredients, and your 2 other active ingredients can be either anti-aging or anti-acne, and in my case is a combination of both. It has azelaic acid in it at 5%, and that has really helped to calm my skin and soothe my skin and reduce a lot of the redness in my skin. Azelaic acid also helps to reduce red spots and discolorations, so if I do have a pimple, it heals up much quicker. It's really a great ingredient. It's so good for your skin. My third ingredient is clindamycin because I was having acne breakouts, and that takes care of my acne. The other things that you can get if you don't have acne and you don't want the clindamycin, they can put in niacinamide, and they can put in the azelaic acid, or they can put in vitamin C. It is an ester of vitamin C, so not my favorite kind, but the tretinoin is really the heavy hitter in here, and my percentage is 0.12, so it's actually a higher percentage than you can get from the pharmacy. So tretinoin is one of the things that can be irritating to your skin, so it's really best to work up slowly, and that's one of the other nice things about Curology is you can start at a lower dose. That way you can put it on every night. You don't have to ease in. Like when I first started with my retin-a, I started at about a 0.05%, which is kind of in the middle. And so I only put it on once a week, and I was really careful about where I put it. Like when I first started, I didn't put it under my eyes. I didn't put it near my lips or by the sides of my nose or anything. And it took me like a year to get up to putting it directly in those areas. And of course, your under eyes is where you really want the anti-aging to happen. And it's where you can't use a lot of the acids, or you have to really very slowly build up to acclimate. So with Curology, they can start you off at a much, much lower percentage, and then you can just increase the percentage that you're getting over time as your skin acclimates. So I kind of wish that it had been around back then, 7 years ago when I first started. But anyway, you guys can try it now. If you want to try it for the first month free, check the link in the information box below the video and you can give it a try. They also have increased some of the states that they're offered in. I know they're working on getting into all 50 states. So I'll also put a link to the list of what states they are in. So if they weren't in your state before, they might be now. The other version of tretinoin that I do use is just a generic cream. This is the 0.1%, and I do get a prescription of this from my dermatologist. She just refills it for me automatically every year, and so when CVS calls and says, oh, your prescription has been refilled, I just go and pick it up because I just want to have as much as possible, because this is the gold standard of anti-aging, the tretinoin that's in Curology and in this. Hands down, the most research behind it proving that it works to turn back the hands of time. It works to increase collagen production in your skin. It works to firm your skin. It works to reduce lines and wrinkles and age spots as well. It just does everything. It helps to exfoliate your skin. It just helps your skin look so young and so great. But I don't feel the need to use my Curology on like my chest or on the backs of my hands, but I do want to use tretinoin there. So that's what I use this one for. Then the next step in my evening skincare routine is that I use a different retinoid on my neck. It's just super sensitive now and I can't use my tretinoin on my neck. I really want to build up to being able to do it again. But in the meantime, I want to use something on it every night because, the clock's ticking and my neck's aging and I want it to look, match the face, right? So I've been using this Aven Retinol 0.1. I use retinaldehyde instead of a retinol because retinaldehyde needs one less step in the conversion process. So this is one step closer to being retinoic acid, which is what tretinoin is. That is what I use on my neck, and that has stayed the same. So then the next step, which also hasn't changed, is my Timeless Matrixyl Synth 6 serum. This is another peptide. It's supposed to help with 6 different signs of aging, from firmness to fine lines and wrinkles. And I love this guy. It's so lightweight and fluid, and it just glides over the skin really, really nicely. So still using that, no change there. Then after that, I had added in something new, which was Maelove the Hydrator, which is a resveratrol serum, and there's no change there. This is staying in. This contains resveratrol, which is another antioxidant, and you know, the more antioxidants, the better. I want to have an antioxidant party going on in my skincare, so that's another good one to have in there. This also contains vitamin B5, which is panthenol. That's also very hydrating, and it has hyaluronic acid, which we talked about before. That's a water-binding molecule, and it helps to hold water onto the surface of your skin and hydrate your skin. I was also using Maelove's Niaten Calming Serum. I'm not using this anymore. I think I had started using this in the beginning of August, and I had been using it about 2 months. And you know, my skin is very reactionary, and especially on my neck, and I felt like my skin was less reactionary using this. But then we went into winter, and what I discovered is that it's really not my skincare so much that's irritating my neck as jewelry and sweaters. Even though I use this, and I did use a couple other things to help with the irritation, really what helped with the irritation is not wearing wool and not wearing like nickel jewelry and stuff like that. So next I was using a light evening moisturizer. That one was the Paula's Choice Omega Plus Complex Moisturizer with chia and flax seeds, and I really like this, and I have continued using this. So this is a great little moisturizer, especially over the winter, because when my skin gets extra dry over the winter, I'm not a big person for using oils. I find that the hype on the oils is a little bit overblown. Top ingredients in here are shea butter and glycerin, which are very hydrating, but it also has a number of other oils, plus it also has linolenic acid, linoleic acid, and oleic acid. And so they're in here readily available to be used by your skin, and I really like that, rather than adding an oil on top of my last heavier, more occlusive moisturizer, which, you know, when I put an oil on there, it would always ball and pill. And so this was a way better solution for me. It was to use kind of this lightweight but yet oil-based moisturizer underneath my heavier nighttime moisturizer, and I really like that, and I'm going to continue to use that. And actually, as it gets to be more summertime, I might drop my next moisturizer and just keep this as my last step in the evening skincare routine, because I like that so much. Oh, the other thing that this has in it is ceramides, and you know I love ceramides. They're in the CeraVe. I talked about them earlier. Did I talk about them? So ceramides are lipids that are naturally occurring in our skin. They're fats, and so, you know, having fats in your skin helps it to look plumper, and of course they deteriorate with age, and you can replenish them from the outside. And then the last step is the heavier moisturizer, which I am continuing to use this one. This is the Olay Regenerist Night Recovery Cream. This is the fragrance-free version. It actually doesn't feel heavy or greasy or anything, but it's just such a perfect moisturizer for me because it has niacinamide, and it has a peptide, and it has glycerin, and it has hyaluronic acid. It also has green tea in it, so I'm getting that extra green tea in there. So this is a winner for me. I might stop using it for like June, July, and August. I am still using it for now because it's still freezing cold here and the heat's still on. So this hasn't changed as of yet, but if it gets really super hot this summer, I might drop this out for a couple months and have the Paula's Choice Omega Plus be my last step. And then once a week I do a glycolic acid peel. I use the Drunk Elephant TLC Sukari Baby Facial, and I do this on Sunday night. And you put this on, you leave it on for 10 minutes, then you wash it off. And this is really the thing, like I was talking about before, how I tried those 2 Paula's Choice products to help reduce my pores. If I could use this every night, I would, because it really kind of makes my pores go away for like the next day. I do love the effect that it gives me, so I do use this once a week. On that night, I don't use my retin-a, but I do use everything else, so I am still using that. No change there. So as I mentioned, you can hop over to the blog and download the new skincare routine printable for your bathroom cabinet so you can keep track of all the moving parts. Anyway, that is it for today's video, everybody. If you enjoyed it, found it helpful and informative, go ahead and give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell. As always, I thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate your watching. Have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.